But Diane talked about apprentices and interns, and I'm sure if you have any questions along that line, she has years of experience that she could share with you, so consider that. She did say a very important thing was when you have apprentices or internships, you have a greater obligation to them, and they want to know why things are being done, not just how things are done. So that was very interesting. Let's see. Then Diane told us lots of stories about farm safety insurance and limiting liability, and I just love this picture of the people that were out on her her farm. But she did tell us a lot of cautions to consider if you're going to have farm visitors, and I think we've learned a lot from her humorous stories. Thank you, Diane. Week 8, we talked about food safety. That was just last week, imagine that. And we had some great speakers on that. Karen Killinger came and told us about the sources of foodborne illness. She talked about the factors associated with produce outbreaks. I really like this, the key actions for a successful food safety on the farm. And I hope that I know you haven't got to this, very many of you got to this yet, but I hope you do eventually. And remember, for perform a risk assessment, her little saying that you probably couldn't say even 2 times without getting tongue-tied. Prudent producers persistently peruse pathogen prominence. I love that. Diane showed us some very practical tips that she uses in her salad greens on her farm. And then we talked about food safety audits. Why should we do it? Well, they're being buyer-driven, and we're getting to that point that more and more of your buyers may be expecting that, so don't be surprised if they have different requirements from one market to the next. And I just encourage you all to be exploring food safety, and there may be a time that some of you will be getting an actual GAP certificate that you have gone through this audit. So we'll look for that. And it is time to take a poll. We're running a little behind, but we're going to catch up. Okay.
Okay, this is Melissa. I've just unmuted myself. I'm ready to launch the first poll. Which of the following have you done since starting this class? Please select all, not just one. Research the possibility of selling via an online market. Have you implemented a new pricing structure? Developed a new idea for an enterprise or market? Have you assessed a new enterprise or market? Select all that apply, please. Great. 38% of you have voted. 56% of you have voted. 75%. 94% of you have voted. I'll leave it open for a few more seconds. Okay, I'm going to close the poll now and share the results. Okay, 7% of you have researched the possibility of selling via an online market. 20% of you have implemented a new pricing structure. 27% have developed a new idea for an enterprise or market. And 47% of you have assessed a new enterprise or market. Okay, and actually we have a second poll asking basically the same question. I'll launch that one now. More, which of the following have you done since starting the class? Please select all. Research the possibility of hiring on-farm labor. Research the possibility of having interns. Have you examined your farm liability risks, reviewed or obtained farm product liability insurance, and started assessing your farm's food safety risks? Please select all. Okay, 75% of you have voted. 81% of you have voted. 94%. I'll wait a few more seconds. Okay, I'm going to close the poll now and share the results. 13% of you have researched the possibility of hiring farm labor. 7% have researched the possibility of interns. 40% of you have examined your farm liability risks. 13% have reviewed or obtained farm product liability insurance, and 27% have started assessing your farm's food safety risks. That's excellent. Thank you. Okay, so Cinda, okay, we're ready for questions now?
I'm ready.
Okay. Yep. Still on, okay.
There.
Okay, questions? Okay, everybody, if you have questions, please type them in now, because remember, it takes a few moments for it to show up on my screen. But I do have a question for John to start out with. John, you're still here?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. John, could you give us an estimated cost of what we should expect to pay for one of the payroll processing services you were talking about?
Yes. Somewhere along the lines of $29 to $50 a month for 2-3 employees. The price structure varies greatly, but if you're a larger operation running 20 employees, I do not believe it would exceed $200-300 a month to do the entire processing, including issuing the W-2 forms at year end.
I see. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, Cinda, maybe you want to, we don't have any other questions at the moment, but I imagine we'll have some at our next question session. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, I was thinking they might have questions for the actual instructors, Mary or Diane or Craig, from some of the information they covered, but that's okay. That means they were answered when at the time when they presented that information. Well, now we're to the exciting part of tonight. We've got some of our students that are going to share what they've learned. And our first student would be Jessica McAleese from Lady Bird Farms. And Jessica, are you there?
I am. Hello.
Hello. Jessica, I give you a little bit of time to tell us a little bit about your operation before I start asking you some questions. And I've got a slide set up that kind of shows a little bit of your farm. Do you want to tell us about yourself?
Sure. This is our 5th year growing. We're located here in southeast Idaho in Pocatello, about 5 miles away from town. And that bottom picture there, the old guy, that's our landowner, John, and he's going to be 93 this year. And so we have just really enjoyed being a small market farm. We are on about a little less than an acre, and we feed about 45 families now through a CSA program, mostly vegetables and herbs, and culinary and medicinal, and then some cut flowers as well. And our biggest challenge, oh, go ahead.
No, you. Tell me your challenge.
Well, our challenge right now is trying to ensure some stability with our farm operation. With John being so old and his mental health is we're of some major change of trying to find a new location for our farm. So I found this class particularly helpful and really think through why we're farming in the first place, where we want to go from here, if we even want to continue farming. So yeah, it's been quite a process.
Okay, well, that was first. Jessica's going to give us information she learned on several. I can't believe I didn't change. Sorry, my phone was on. Okay, she's going to tell us about holistic goals and holistic management. What she learned on that. Go ahead, Jessica.
Well, we are at the farm really drawn to the idea of these larger picture sort of goals, taking into the three elements of sustainability, quality of life and financial health and ecological health. And I don't think we would be really farming if we couldn't take those three things into account in terms of the decision making we do at the farm.